Thank you.
I'm being so elated, by the power of radio.
Right.
And announcing that this morning, somebody just came in to say that will help that person. Yeah. And while I was just talking about,
and you said you're not going to make mention of the sex.
Mistakenly, but nobody knows because I still clarify that you can tell whether it's a male or a female. But the person came in to help this ill in Liberia, and this is what we all should do.
Right.
Yeah. So welcome to the program.
Thank you, Sorbor. It's a pleasure being here this morning once again.
Okay. Now, first of all, we want to know basically what's happening on Capitol Hill regarding the budget hearing. So, what is it? It's so important to all of to you people on Capitol Hill.
Well, budget hearing, budget process is one of our constitutional mandate. The legislature got the constitutional responsibility to make appropriation for government's own functioning ability. And so it's our responsibility every year to make sure that function is performed in addition to our lawmaking and our oversight and the rest of it. That is our cardinal responsibility. And so it's important because in the absence of the budget, the government is in function. So it's so important, and we attach great importance to it.
Okay. Now, so what is it that you people normally look for when you, invite spending entities to come and report to you?
Well, the spending entity at the end of the day will want to make requests as to what they need to function properly for that particular fiscal period. And when we invite them, we want to know, first of all, what was allocated, what was appropriated to them in the past fiscal period, how it was used, and why they think they need more this year, and why we may think that they don't even need equal to what they got last year, and all like that. So that interaction have to take place to inform our decision as to what to do about these entities. Some of them are revenue-generating agencies. And so they discuss primarily with the executive branch, to be specific, the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, the Liberal Revenue Authority, telling them how much is it that they think they can generate for the fiscal period. Budget itself is a projection. So they will tell them in this fiscal period we'll be able to generate this. When they come from our quizzing and other things, we can sometimes find out that maybe they forgot in some of the areas they can generate more than what they have said to the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. It is the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, especially the budget department of that ministry, that do the draft budget. And so areas that are supposed to be touched are always already mentioned in the draft budget. How much they think they can generate is already in there. But from our interaction with those agents, the line agencies that are responsible for the generation, sometimes we find out that a lot more can be collected. As you can always see, the Ministry of Finance, for example, will come with maybe 500 million budget, and sometimes we say, well, this can go up to 600 million, because NPA that told you they can generate maybe 1 million. From our interaction, we find out they can generate maybe 1.5 million or 2 million, and things like that. So that's the essence for which these entities are invited. The revenue generating agencies, to make sure what is it exactly that they can generate, so that we know what is going to the budget. Then the consuming agencies, along with
but are they more than those who are generating the money, the consuming?
Yeah, the consuming are more.
They are more.
Yeah, they are more. Yeah, and so then we call all of
them.
Do
we need to slash the number of the consuming?
No,
so they can just be consuming and consuming?
No, they are all very important. They are all very important. We need them for the state to function wholesomely. Yeah, so that's what we do. That's what we do.
Now, when you invite those entities, do you has there been instances where they indicated, or they requested for some amount of money, from the budget, and unfortunately they didn't spend everything, and at the end of the day you say, well, but you can get additional money. Has there been instances?
Yeah, there have been instances. We as lawmakers are also human beings. We understand the bottlenecks sometimes in pursuing their appropriations, coming to allotment process and receiving those monies. They might have had, the need for them at the appropriate time, because they couldn't access it at the time. So they end up in amounts left in appropriation.
Okay.
That doesn't totally suggest that they don't have use for it, they don't have need for it. But because they didn't have the time to access it, especially for entities outside of Monrovia, and then we reached the peak of the rainy season, the expediters have to leave from far off, and come to Monrovia
Surely.
here to run behind. Sometimes it poses some problem for them. But we look at overall, your performance, and also you must be able to submit your performance report. From the performance report, we can know whether you need more, or that amount that was given to you is just okay. You can manage within that range, and things like that. That's how we do our investigation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you invite them
Right.
and you ask for their performance report,
Right.
do you go beyond? Because that's a song. I'm Minister Sorbor George, and you give me maybe $10,000,
Right.
and I indicated in my report I spend all the 10,000 to buy fuel to operate my generator because I didn't have the flow of electricity from LEC. Now, do you go beyond, or you just accept whatever they present to you at the Senate?
Well, Mr. George, the fact that I agreed to give you $10,000, I know you were spending on fuel. So when you didn't come back to tell me, say the 10,000, I said, so I still don't have fuel to operate, and you operated successfully up to the end of the fiscal period, then the money was used for the purpose intended.
So you don't go beyond.
Well, we have oversight responsibility, and that oversight responsibility, for example, if you are from the Ministry of Public Works, you got a committee that is responsible for that. So, but sometimes we are prone into probing, ministries and agencies, especially when we make available, when we make appropriation for your ministry for specific things, and you come back in the middle of the period to say, you lack these things, they are not there, all this kind of. They want to know, what did you do with the money? What is happening that you're not getting it?
Okay.
And all those kinds of things. Otherwise, the money is intended for your smooth operation. And once your ministry is operating smoothly, then our objective is met.
Now, when do we know that you are going to complete the entire exercise? Currently, you are dealing with spending entities, right?
Right. Currently, we are doing the expenditure portion of the budget hearing. So we have completed the revenue aspect.
Okay.
So we know now how much it is that we are going to generate, that we expect to generate during the fiscal period. So how much will be appropriated to each of the consuming ministries and agencies will now be something that we are discussing.
Okay.
So as we invite those entities, they come to tell us to justify why they have requested this amount for this period. That's what we do. At the end of the day, and just the question you asked, when are we expected to complete? We have put a time frame to it. There are some little stumbling blocks along the way. I mean, that anybody could expect, but not after the end of February. Before the end of February, we should be able to complete the whole exercise.
So you spoke about the importance, the significance of the budget hearings. So are you going to complete all of the hearings before you look at the passage, or what?
Of course, that's what we do. We have to complete the hearings. All the ministries and agencies responsible that are going to be affected by the budget will have to be heard from before we can take a decision.
Now, a critic listening could want to, could think that it's just be a process to delay the passage, because if you're just going to accept, whatever reports that a ministry of agency will bring to you, are you going beyond?
No, it's not about report. Of course, we are not auditors.
Yeah, performance report.
Yeah, performance report, quarterly performance report is what they even do before they come to the hearing. Because every quarter, at the end of every quarter, you make a report to us to tell us how you spend the money for that particular quarter, and the amount given to you is spread over the period, 12 months. So in every 3 months, sometimes you have $8,000.
Okay.
Okay, so $8,000, and then we have 4 quarters in a year, so it will be like $2,000 per quarter, right? If I'm correct mathematically. So $2,000 per quarter. So at the end of the first quarter, you come to tell us, you do your report to tell us how you used the $2,000 that was available to you, so that the second quarter coming, you get another $2,000 from the Ministry of Finance to use it, and all like that. So before you even come for the hearing, the performance reports are before us. What we are concerned about is the request you are making this fiscal period. You have to defend it. Tell us why you think it's necessary.
But why are you
Get
not
this
concerned
$2,000.
about the previous one that you gave me?
Of
What are you
course.
concerned about? How did I spend it? Whether I spend it well or not?
Of course, that's all. That's all part of the hearing. Whether you spend it well, and all of that. These are things that sometimes there are some left in appropriation. How did you manage? Is it that it was too much for you? What you asked for was too much for you to spend. That's why you left. You asked for $10,000 to give it to you, and you spent only $6,000, $4,000 left in appropriation.
Okay.
So are you telling us that okay, $6,000 this year will be okay for you? Because you operated without problem. You didn't come back to us to tell us that you get strangulated somewhere. I just told you that we are also human beings.
Okay.
We know that there are bottlenecks in the process of accessing those allotments. Okay? So sometimes you needed the money, but because you have problem accessing it, and that's why the budget period caught up with you and the balance money was not accessed. All this will be explained to us during the hearing.
Now,
That will make the hearings important.
Now, Mr. Senator, are you people also taking into consideration that we are in election year, and any attempt by the Senate or the legislature to delay the process in passage could affect the smooth running of the government?
Well, the smooth run of the government will never be impaired by whatever circumstance that may come up during these hearings and all of that. It has most of the time been the case, but there's a law that the budget should take effect from January 1.
Okay.
Now we're in February, so to pay government officials, including you, for January, we had to use 1/12 of the past
Previous
year's budget,
okay.
of the previous budget. So if we don't pass it until payroll goes in for February, we're going to use 1/12 again for February. But we're making sure that before the end of February, we conclude the budget process.
Okay.
Sometimes the delay can come from when the draft budget comes to us. Okay, when it gets to, like for this one, it came to us when we were already on the break. Okay, so we had to come from the break before we start the process and all those kinds of things. But I mean, we are still on course.
You are a staunch member of the ruling coalition. I'm sure you were in the hall when His Excellency Dr. George Manuia presented his report to the Liberian people through the representatives and senators, who are all of you on Capitol Hill. What did you pick up from there?
Well, so much. The report itself was, the statement was very exhaustive, a recap, and they talk about present engagements by the president. It was so rich that nobody wanted to leave the hall, even if he had the time to speak to us for 5-6 hours. We were willing to do that. So what I captured is that steadily, from the time the president took over in 2018 up to the time he gave his last message for his first term in office, he has been very concerned. He has never forgotten the reason why he got that heroic support, that unanimous support of the citizenry of this country, the kind of development that we have been looking up to, seeing, that he has that responsibility to bring it to us. So he captured everything that he had been doing since 2018 up to the time he was giving that particular report. And he did not miss his words to tell us that he's not tired yet. He has not reached where he wants to reach with his people. And when the time comes, he's coming back to us. He's going from door to door, window to window, house for house, street for street, to talk to us again, to give him another term, so that he can do a significant portion of what he wants to do, the kind of change he wants to bring to this country. That anybody else coming after him will know that that clear ground you are looking at when you drop a pin there, everybody will know that you direct the place. People will be careful how they even take over from him. That's the kind of thing. And I was so impressed by the presentation. I don't want to go to the nitty-gritty.
Yes, I know, but hearing from him that he's not tired yet, after outlining all of the major achievements made.
Right.
He said, "I'm not tired. I'll be coming to all of you.
Right.
I'll be, coming to your doors and stairs to
Right.
to ask you for, continuation." You think that was appropriate to have made such a statement there?
Oh, when should he make the statement? He had the whole country glued to him.
Okay.
Every ears were open to listen to what he has to say to us. He did not say vote for me. What Negro
That was
want to
quite
see-
different from vote for me.
Exactly.
Okay.
What Negro want to see is for you to use that word VOT. That's not the time until they tell you. But they say I will come back to you.
But by saying I'm not tired yet, I'm
Mhm.
coming back to you
Okay.
for continuation, it's not vote for me.
Exactly. Because, when he started to catalog, those things that he has started doing, and looking at how far he has gone, and he still have, by constitution, he still have a term to his credit to go. It was necessary for him to make mention of it. Okay? It was necessary for him to make mention of it. To tell the people that all of these things I'm talking about, you say, but some of these things have not ended and all like that, are coming back to you. And, to give me the power for the last time so that I can make sure that all of these things I've started, I've initiated, ended, and those that are even think about initiating, I can initiate and finish them before I can leave this country with anybody else that you will want after me.
Now,
Nothing is wrong with that.
there was nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing.
Now, he has made that report before to the Liberian people through you all who are representatives, and from what you gathered, Mr. Senator, do you think there's a need to give him continuity of power?
Let me reserve this comment.
Do you want to reserve it?
Yeah. Let me reserve this comment. He only told us that he will come to us. He has not come yet. When he come, we'll know what to tell him. Okay, because to answer this question in the affirmative, I think it's close to VOTE. So let me reserve that.
But you are answering that in your capacity as a member of the Senate, but a staunch member of the coalition.
Of course, as strong member of the coalition, you saw what happened on this Saturday when we all gathered in our numbers. You saw what even happened in my county. I sat down here and
I'm coming to that.
I know. So that one is already being expressed. Okay, we said we want him to continue with us. So in my capacity as a staunch member of the political party, I made my decision. The decision is clear. It's made. We told him, Mr. President, we are going with you. You can't stop. You can't stop us in the middle of the road.
Then one will ask you, Mr. Senator,
Right.
what do you think? What are reasons, propelling you, to ask for, the re-election of President Weah? What have you seen on the walls written there?
The first thing, the Constitution gives me the right to go 2 terms maximum, and
So is it a traditional one?
yeah, it's traditional. I mean, 2 terms is except we not happy with him. We can tell him, look, 1 term is okay for you.
Okay.
But when we are as happy as we are with him, the whole country is with him. So why can't we let him end his 2 terms and complete those things that we have envisaged? Then, Sorbor, let me tell you, we have been crying for the national highways. This thing is something that is sitting in the minds of everybody in this country, even me. In my constituency report, 3 times I have told my people that this year, like maybe 2017, 2016 constituency report, I would say this year because I was somewhere in December going to January. I would say next year, the road from Kanta to Secretary will start and all like that. There will be some exigencies, there will be some bottlenecks, there will be some problems along the way, and sometimes it doesn't happen. Then we come to 2018, we come to 2019, and all of that. What we see now is we are almost in Secretary. The road from Secretary to Tapeta is being cleared. So we're talking about, bridges being put in place and all those kinds of things. And then soon as well be laid. So that means from Kanta to Tapeta. From Tapeta to Town is already also, being marked along the way. So, and there's also the push from Maryland coming towards Grand Gide. And so by the time we find ourselves, we have that whole highway finished. The same thing in Lofa. So if these things happen under the administration of President George Weah, what else, what else success that we want a young man, of his age to put up in this country for us to know that even if the Constitution did not bar you from going more than 2 terms, we would have asked you to go and take your work with stick.
You sure of
I'm
that?
telling you, that's what we're going to tell you. Because these are the kind of leadership we want. People who are not egotistic, people who are not self-centered, who think about the country before themselves. And that's what the president does. He wants to see Liberia moving from the stage it is to somewhere where we will stop talking about when will we be like Nigeria, when will we be like Ghana. Those countries whose independence we all nurtured around here, we spearheaded as original members of the United Nations. Okay? Are the ones we are craving to be like.
You are sounding as if, Mr. Sonilo, you are sounding as if President Weah has done sufficiently well. He has done more than previous administrations.
I don't know where you live, so if I know the community in which you live, then I will ask you whether from 2018 up to now you didn't see any difference.
You got me. You got me.
Because he has touched every facet, everywhere in this town. The president is there. He knows where he came from, and so when he was living in those conditions, he know what it felt. I don't think President Weah all of a sudden just decided to be president. I think when he was coming up and playing lime, ball, and all those kinds of things in the sand those days, he was praying to the Almighty that maybe one day you will make me to be a leader in this country, and I will change things around. We see how the city is looking. So when you even talk about Miami, people try to mock them. Oh, morality. You go to America, some part of America, when you see them, you don't believe that they are in America.
The West Point.
Okay, some of them can be felt, but you will have to work, to improve those places over time.
Surely.
And the willpower must be there, the political will must be there, and that is the will he possesses. That's the reason why we have so much confidence in him.
So what are your people in Grandia? How did they gather? What are they saying concerning the re-election of the president?
Well, they gathered in their number, and I was very, very happy that they came up in that number to join other colleagues around the country to let the president know that he need another more term to emancipate us.
How did you inspire them? Did you influence them in some way? How did you really inspire them?
I didn't even have to talk to them. If I tell you some of these people pay their own way from their districts, from their destinations to come to Zoedru to converge in that number, you will not believe it. They came, they didn't ask anybody, and they decided to go by. Whatever I did for them, I did it on my own because I'm their son, and being, a leader of the party, a staunch member, I have to, take care of them and something. But nobody pushed me to the wall, and nobody even asked. Issue about CDC in this country, especially Grand Gila County, has been voluntary. Our people are willing to showcase themselves, to tell the world that they stand by President Weah. Anytime. Yeah, anytime.
They stand by him.
They stand by him.
Now, you sound like indicated that you sound so upbeat and very confident that President Weah will get re-election come October 10.
But there's no opposition.
That's where I'm coming now.
There's no opposition.
I'm coming, Mr. Senator. While you are upbeat, I'm sure you're quite aware of what we are hearing in the streets about Boyka Kome's ticket. Don't you think that could,
At this time, we're still talking about ticket. When we had the COP, we had CPP, we had all of these things in the past. People get in the street to, protest and do a lot of things to destabilize, political situations in this country. At this particular time, we have not got a team. We are still thinking about how they come together. So let them wait until registration time. Then we'll see whether they are together now and they have a team. The team is supposed to be together, should be more cemented, and we should start, their statements should start resonating at this time. Now, we're talking about them, trying to form the team. Okay? Who goes as running mate, who in fact goes as flag bearer, and all of those kinds of things. Before they finish with it, we are far ahead of them. So I don't even see any opposition.
You don't see the opposition at all.
It's a wipeout case. Tsunami.
First round?
First round. This is what we're saying. So, one round.
One round?
Because if there's second, then you can get first. But just one round. One round. It's 50% plus one.
But what are you so sounding like? You don't know the capacity, or you're not aware of the capacity of the former vice president, and in fact, Cummings as well.
The capacity of the former vice president. Oh, who once ran in 2017 was defeated. Is he the one you are making reference to? Okay, yes. I don't know his capacity. That's why I'm saying there is no opposition. That's why I'm saying that. 2017 was even okay for him. But 2023, one round. That's what I can tell you. One round.
So I'm sure
The country is prepared. I'm not talking about only Cringe, I'm talking about the entire Republic of Liberia. Republic of Liberia is prepared. Even the places where some of these people call themselves opposition coming from, nobody knows their name there. If Cummings, if the position of Senate mayor is something that he can contest, Cummings and George Weah go to contest to be Senate mayor for Harper City, where he claimed to come from. He will be beaten.
you think you'll be defeated.
He will be defeated.
Why?
Because the people know we are more than him. They know we are more than him. And they know his ability. They know why he can do it.
So you
And
seem
you
to
will
be,
always elect somebody who
you seem to be
will
building
do
up your confidence on the popularity of the president.
But the president is actually popular. Is it something that we can open a debate? Open a debate for? It's unquestionable.
But is Walker not popular?
Yeah, he's
Former vice president for 12 years.
yeah, he's also popular to his people. I mean, some of his followers, he's popular to them. But when we're talking about popularity in this country, you want to compare by that way with George Weah? No.
It can be comparable.
No. I don't want to go too far. He's not the woman. The woman is a responsible woman. And,
If you saw him now, Senator, maybe if you had the opportunity to sit with him, would you have asked him to back off or what?
yeah, I would have advised him. I would have asked him to back up. Even, in 2017, he visited my office when he was president of the Liberian Senate. He visited my office. He and staff was we took photos together. We sat on there. The woman tried to mesmerize us and all those kinds of things. So I asked a question. I said, I'm a president of the Senate. I just want to ask a question. He said, yes, my son, what is it? I said, do you have any intention to take part in the 2017 elections? He said, oh, well, if I do, it's not now. I didn't come here to discuss that and all that. So, okay. I thought that's what, you were making all of these friends. But, of course, you are president of the Senate. It's your responsibility to visit your senators one by one and all like that. Because I wanted him to tell you, I would have started advising him from 2017 to leave this thing. The fact that you were parked as an old car in the garage for 12 years and you admitted publicly that you squandered opportunities that were available to you, opportunities you will have utilized to better up the conditions of people we call Zokos today in the street. Young people today that had the potential to go to school cannot go to school only because they don't have the means. We don't even know whether you have any scholarship records. You are an educator, okay, an educated person to that level. And we don't know how many persons you send to school, how many persons you get scholarship to go out of this country in 12 years. Youths are still passing around here. We are still struggling with them to make sure we build up their capacities. You say you squandered the opportunity that was available to you. If we want to go into the details of the opportunity you talk about that you squandered, it could be some of the wills, the goodwill on the part of international partners
Surely.
that they wanted to build up the capacity of the young people, and you blocked it. You decide not to utilize it. You decide to circumvent. You decide to convert it into other things that will be important to you as a person. Why would you want for somebody to elect you for even 6 years in this country to be a president, to squander opportunities? Why we didn't hear it from you when you were vice president? Did anybody stop you from saying something? Even you have your own budget in your office, do something. So we say if this mayor had got the budget as a president and got the authority to take decisions on some of those things, because when you are vice president too, if you're not careful in what you say, sometimes you could be indicted. Like maybe you want to, usurp the functions of your boss or something. But do some things in your office that will look like when you get to some other place, you can do more better than that. But what is it? What can you tell us? I'm telling him now, if he's coming on this CPP ticket or whatsoever, P ticket, these are questions he should get prepared to answer.
Surely.
Yeah, he should get prepared. answer them because for me, definitely that was his question. I would want him to tell the Liberian people, what can we expect of him? Is it that Madam Selin suppressed him so much that he cannot even open his mouth to say, we have this opportunity? But Madam President, why don't we do it this way so that our youth, because he said it, and I listened to it, he said, we had the opportunity to dislodge the youth from behind President Weah, and we failed to do that. You failed to do that, you came 2017 to say you were wrong. You were not able to tell your boss and say, okay, you are leaving, you have served for 2 terms, I am going to take over from you. If we don't do these things, we will not have the chance. You didn't say it. Now that she has left, you come on the radio to say these things. You're part of it.
You're listening to the Super Morning Show, rated on the OBC 99.9 and other frequencies across Liberia. Our studio guest is Senator Marshall Dennis of Grand Jida County. Now, Senator, I'll be opening the line soon, but before then, I'm sure you will agree with me that there's this whole what we call emerging political demonization. You heard, Senator Johnson, Prince Johnson, your colleague in the Senate, in fact, really some attacks on your policy,
Yeah,
Chief
so-
Seward.
so,
But before then,
so
I'm
let's-
coming. Before then, you heard what he said about the president and the government claiming what he call a death threat as well. Do you think that it's proper for now? That sort of political demonization, one would call it. It's proper for now.
So the first thing I would like you to know is Senator Johnson is an opposition to the ruling coalition. Senator Johnson giving us his support in the second round of 2017 elections does not suggest that he's a member of the coalition. After that election, he goes back as political leader of MTR or something. Okay, so even the election that is coming, he's not a signatory to our tripartite agreement. So he's not going to be a member of the coalition. His party might be registering to go into the elections. He has all right to criticize the government. Another thing is, yes, after the first round in 2017, he decided to give his support, his party's support, to the ruling coalition now, that led to our success in 2017. He could be disappointed with his expectations, the fact that he lent his support, he took some of his members to us, and we were elected. Maybe so much was expected. We have always said we need to manage, expectations.
Our expectations.
Listen, somebody would tell me, because I want to give an example on Grand Jide. Grand Jide from 2005 up to 2017, we have remained resolute.
Okay.
And we are still resolute. Okay. When it comes to job opportunities and all like that, we say, oh, you got central bank, you got ministerial agenda. Those positions were not given to those individuals because they are from Grand Jide. I will tell you today. Not because they are from Grand Jide. We thank God we have Aloysius Talo to be governor of the central bank. And each will have lost IMF's, presence with us here if we didn't get somebody like him. I know Governor Talo's recommendation did not come from any Grand Jide. It came from the U.S. He worked 25 years with a lot of international banking institutions. He got that credit. Before he was appointed, before he was nominated by the president, he was at LERC, and there he worked along with some UC presidents and all those kinds of things. The CVs were in there, and we were going around. We asked Madam Antoinette Saye wants to come and be the governor. She said she's not coming. The central bank is already a mess. She's not coming up to waste of time. Sometimes we thought we can bring John Molu. John Molu from the onset was a little flexible. Later on, he became ironclad. He was not willing. So if we couldn't get any qualified person with that international reputation to come and take over the central bank at the time, it would have been a problem for us. And the macroeconomic stability that we are enjoying today might not have manifested. And we will have been plunged into serious problem right now. And that's how the recommendation came about. Okay, coincidentally, he's a grown man. So let's assume that graduate people benefit from that. But that man is a professional man. He's not there because of graduate business and all like that.
Sure.
He's doing national duties and all the kind of things. Our own people say, oh, you go, you can see the bed did not go there for you to be opening and closing your doors all of the time. He has national duty to perform. The general minister is somebody who is a die-hard citizen. Somebody who will fly 3 times from America to come to Liberia to make sure that everything about CDC is in place. When CDC wins election, you think we don't have the responsibility to give her a job? Perhaps the president did not even know from the onset that she was a grown woman. She herself, she even knew the part of the country that she came from. She was almost like born in America because she was a baby when she left from here and went to the States. All right?
What are you driving at?
What I'm driving at now is for somebody who just came after the first round of the election and will think that positions, top positions in government will just be given to you. Because he will always complain they have only one minister in post office there and all those kinds of things like that. I think there are other leverages that are being able to Nimba County because of his support. But if he's not satisfied, and sometimes there is an outburst, I know that he and the president can always find a common ground. That's not the very first time. It has happened, so many times.
And you urging for him to go to seek that opportunity? To find a common ground with the president?
Exactly, and it will happen. Don't worry about that.
But he's claiming death threat already.
The death threats and all like that. These are things that will make the president, to wake up quickly and say, look, women, come, let's sit down and talk about these things.
In fact, yesterday again, he was on the back of Chief Siwale.
Yeah. This is what happened at the end of the day because we disagree to agree. Okay, so this is the moment of disagreement, and the moment for the agreement
My question to you, Senator.
Yeah.
Do you think those political, one would call it demonization and insults and attacks, do you think they should have place in our democracy?
They don't. They don't really have place in our democracy, especially coming from Senator Johnson. Okay, with the record of taking part in the most destructive civil war in this country, that brought us to this level. Anything that comes out of mouth that has to do with anything, the death threats and all like that, everybody will take it serious. It will send us way back to 1990, and we'll start to remember what happened to us. We don't want these things to happen.
Yeah.
He's an elderly person. He's more respected. Anything that he's not satisfied, he can find always a common ground with his son. They can sit down and discuss it. Discuss it. They come on the radio, go use the pulpit to do this and that. It's not. It doesn't go well, especially this election year.
Before I open the lines briefly, let's hear from you. What is your chance? Your chance for re-election?
Well, my re-election is it's a clear stuff. Grandians are prepared.
You don't see any dark clouds at all?
No, there's no dark cloud. Grandians are prepared to take me back, to the seat.
They are prepared?
They are prepared for that.
Did it say that to you?
Of course, yes.
Have you done sufficiently well for them?
Evidenced by the petitioning program that was held in Monrovia here.
Okay.
By those in Monrovia and it's in Monserrado County, Grandians in Monserrado County, that conversion in their number, more than 1,000 of them that came to pledge their support for my re-election. That happened before even the president.
So you don't see any strong Grandian going against you?
No, I don't see any strong Grandian going against me.
No influential Grandian?
No, I don't see anybody right now. Anybody wants to go, they just want to go so that they will be known too. So that at the time I think about retiring, they can also come and the name will already be.
When will you think about retiring?
Well, I don't even know yet. Let me go the next 9 years and see.
Okay, the next 9 years. Yeah. I like that. It's 0776540987. That's the number to call, or better still, 0880-514-096. 0880-514-096. That's the number to call, or better still, this alternative line, 0776-540-987. Again, 0776-540-987. That's the number to call And you are live. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm okay, sir.
Good morning to my senator.
Good morning.
But I'm not doing well for all these things. Look at the Chinese people digging hole in the forest and the many trash there. The less mine groups collecting 50,000 a week from the people and the people take over all the forest. So they're not doing nothing. I think this coming election will replace it upon granted. Thank you very much.
Many thanks. Many thanks. Let's take this call on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the show. This is Patrick Clark calling from Mount Bagby.
Let's hear from you, Pat.
Yeah. My attention have been drawn to the because the senator and honorable senator talk about Joseph Yuma Waka. Yes, Joseph Yuma Waka. We saw a post on social media that he served the people for 42 years, and he will be leaving the Senate. I mean, he will be leaving the presidency soon. So he will support Alexander Kumi. How well or how true it is if the honorable senator saw it or he got any idea to it? Can he speak to the matter or can he speak to it? Thank you.
Okay, many thanks. The senator will speak to that before he goes. Good morning.
Good morning, Sorbor George.
Yes, sir.
I'm Jen Lawrence Talu. I'm over French there, Baron District Electoral in Moscow.
Let's hear from you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, I want to ask my senator, I don't know when the senator realized to praise President George Emmanuel Weah. Because I can remember when the president traveled to Grenadier to delegate most of the protests that constructed there, the senator for Congress, which is one of the matter did it. He didn't go with the president, they respected the president, he didn't go with the president. Now, the senator said, he is a good candidate in the race, come there, go to election, he can know within one of you. I want to tell the senator, Senator Marshall Dennis, massively feel the people of President County. Ask anybody what President County your survey.
Okay, he's off the line. He went off. Good morning.
Josh,
Yes, let's hear from you.
thank you very much. William Jami Wuru, people defend or pass on President County.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say thanks to the senator, or someone, and we are really that person ever tell about fun because things that we are seeing, we're not seeing it before. So we must say thanks to the senator, and we will support President Weah to see there in second time big. Thank you very much.
Many thanks. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep. Good morning to the conscious mother Liberians. My name is Abraham Political Mojesetu, and I call from the headquarters of the Veterans Bureau on the most of the African this morning. Thank you for inviting one of Liberia's ex-senator of our town, Senator Major Dennis from Grenadier County. Honorable Senator, I want to been for your activities. He's been doing extremely well for the people of Grenadier County. Senator, the budget before the legislature, I'm appealing to you to work with your colleague ensuring that the issue of road connectivity and education have good budget. And lastly, there was Honorable Garrison Yodo, the former district number 4 lawmaker from Nema County. He was nominated by President George Emmanuel Weah. Today will be a confirmation hearing. Will you support, will you be in support of those few senators that will be joining those here and be confirming?
Okay. He's taking notes to respond to that. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm Chris Salutire, and I call from my Provo community in Reactor.
Okay.
I want to say a big thanks to the senator first of all, but then again, I would like to ask the senator, when did he realize that President Weah is doing extremely well? This president is he has been one of the presidents who is always deviant to the party. I can remember in 2020, he went against Zoe Manuel Tono, and then he supported Tomo Yara Nimle, which Tomo Yara Nimle now on the party ticket. Again, he did it against Jeremiah Gausuka. So I really want to know when he get to know that President Weah is doing extremely well. Thanks.
Many thanks. Let me take this call on this on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I'm okay, sir.
Well, sir, this is Aaron Green from the Beruba Warrior Movement on a veteran network within the city.
Okay.
Yeah, so to be frank with you, one of the things that we from the veteran network side, we're looking at our first round victory is because we saw the expenditure of the government. We're not going to spend $10 million on runoff. That money could be used to develop, to open roads in Lima, open roads in Grand Judah, and the rest of the country. So we're going to make sure we're going to go from door to door, horse to horse, and make sure our parties register first. After registration, we're going to make sure that we're going to vote first round victory. There'll be no second round in this country. We're not going to waste any cash again on second round. That's our mandate I'm going to implement.
Many thanks. Many thanks. Many thanks. I really appreciate your time. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
There's a Secretary of Nimba County or Nelson Kwakwai. I want to appreciate the Senator for his deliberations. And let me appreciate him for what all he has said. But as the governor of the county, I want to appeal to him. The issue has to do with the road from Secretary to Ganta, from Ganta to Secretary. Siko attack the equipment. I'm kind of asking him to speed up so that they can make the statement be new, so that Siko can have the money for all to continue the road process before the elections or the campaign start, please. And I want to say thank you. We'll talk to the Nimba Kwado in Grenjida to see how to give it another round to him. So I appreciate it for all what you have just said. So that's my own major problem with the country.
Many thanks. Many thanks. So let's just take on the two more calls and wrap it up quickly. 0776-540-987 or better still 0880-514-096. That's the number to call, and you are live on the SMS this morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Roland Graham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a citizen from Grand Judah County.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to tell my senator thank you for the hard work. He's made Gideon proud in our house. Yeah, because of his position. I want him to continue to do the work. When time comes, we're taking for another 9 years. I come from Ghana, a town from Bison. What I have to say.
Many thanks. Many thanks. Let me take this last caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Sorbor.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning to Senator Abba Marshall Dennis. My name is Quinton Zewe, and I do join you from Green Bay County, as you said, to be precise this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised this morning if Senator Abba Marshall Dennis can go in studio and praise President George Mananguia. But further all, Senator Dennis, who believe that the sedition, most of his following Green Bay County are Unity Party. As I tell you now, his home coordinator, Emo Maje Claudio, is fully supporting Joseph Nima Bwaka. Philip Uchi Smith, who is a media too, is fully supporting Joseph Bwaka. Those that keep preaching the good message of Joseph Bwaka in the county. And then his Senator Dennis can now enlighten his follower of what President George Weah been doing for Virginia and Liberia a lot. So I'm surprised if Senator Dennis can go in studio at this time to praise President Weah. Senator Dennis in 2021, the party decided to support Kennedy within the county. And then he said that they deviated from the party mandate because in honor he said the party was not doing well for the citizens, so he preferred the citizen mandate over the party mandate. 2020 again, he did it against him, so he managed to. So because
He's off the line. Let me take this last caller. Good morning. Oh, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Quickly.
Yeah, this is Jesse Eskim. I'm calling from Duncanville.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that the honorable senator is in his place, and he happens to be one of the senators on the Ways and Means. So I'm kind of appealing to him. Though what I'm saying is a little more different. I'm representing the interests of the YX staff victims, the people who died from the nuclear something. Sometime 2021 July. What happened is that the last time we had our Memorial Day program for the guys that died in that ship, the YX staff, the Senate represented by Honorable Senator Steve Zago, and they made a statement to us that they have made some arrangements to see to it that they provide some package for our people. It was a statement instructed by the protest upon this pronouncement. Since then until now, we've gone there, we try to make efforts. There's no attention to us whatsoever from the family. I'm not sure we should be organizing protests. People can be able to understand. This is a promise made. It's in the papers, Mr. George. I'm sure you have seen that copy. So we are currently appealing to them that when they go into their session, they should be able to consider this. Because we're going to see the senator, we can't see him at all. It's just not easy.
Okay.
That way, it's kind of confused about the whole thing.
Okay, many thanks, many thanks. I'm sure the senator will speak about that. Senator, you can make a response to those comments, and then we'll take leave of you.
So then we take the last caller that talk about the Nivo Ibaka situation. The Senate is in full control of that. Just as he said, the pro tem has given us an instruction. I think we discussed that when the budget was already in full swing last year.
Okay.
This year that the budget is before us, I'm sure efforts will be made to see what can be inserted in the budget for that purpose, because we have got a mandate.
Okay.
Two persons called from Grand Jiden, and then they all spoke about when did I get to know that President Weah is doing better, for Grand Jiden or for the country. But then they were able to talk about my role played in two elections in the county. The first was the 2020 election, which was the special senatorial election, and then the by-election of 2021. In 2020, the election that were held for the senatorial race in the county, they may not understand. Maybe this is the best platform for me to talk to them again, for them to get to understand. The senators that were going into the race were senators that are supposed to be, the winner was supposed to be replacing Senator Chi Afonso Gay, who had resigned at the time. I mean, who declared that he was not going back for re-election.
Okay.
And any senator winning election, we have already had this problem of not holding together, in the caucus and all like that. So to be specific, with a candidate at the time, what if that candidate does not win? The one that will win will take me as an enemy. Two of us being senators, if we can't talk to one another because I did not support you in the race and all like that, will be a problem. None of them got evidence to say Senator Dennis went to this place and campaigned for Thomas Yaya.
Yeah.
Nobody had evidence for that. I did not go out to campaign for anybody. I only told them at the time that I was a twin mother. And what happened in that instance, the Thomas Yaya was somebody who even joined the CDC before Senator Benham. Thomas Yaya went to CDC headquarters in his bedroom and joined. He got a membership card and everything. He wanted to go into election. This is somebody who has been going to election since 2011. He has not won. He has not been working anywhere. You tell the man in the rainy season, at the height of the rainy season, that how do you call it, primary will be held in Kanta, and each contestant will be carrying 50 delegates to the place. And where does he get money from to go through that place? Because only motorbikes will go to Kanta and all that. So that's how he back up. You see, if that is it, it is intended to strangulate me. They don't understand the political ramifications of the county. I have always said the county comes first. The political party is a national political party. You talk about party mandate. So if some party hierarchy sit down in Monrovia here and decide that we are going to make this person to be the leader for Grand Gideons, we who are in the county, don't we have the ability to tell them no? If we go this route, it will not be good for us. This is what when you bring to us will be okay for us. I don't see anything wrong with that. But the case of 2020 elections, that was it. I told the people, I said, I'm a twin mother. Anyone who wins will have to join me as one of the two senators of Grand Jiden, so that we can work together.
Okay.
So let them fight their own fight. I did that, and that was true. So, Peno went white ballot at the time because those who were supposed to go against him, they were threatened. They told them that they were going to hold a primaries in Kanta, Ome Joseph Chipro and Tomo Yaya, and they never have money. So they said, well, if that is the case, then before we go to primary and get defeated, or we didn't even go at all, it's better for us to go join another political party that will make us to go. Okay. That's how they went. So that was a 2020 issue. 2021 issue, Jeremiah Sokan did not go for primary. It was not the CDC that elected Mr. Jeremiah Sokan to be on the CDC ticket. Ero Madison Guion, who are supported, is somebody who has been a member of the Congress for Democratic Change since 2004, since its organization. So if the time came and we would take a decision in Monrovia here at the power base and say, let's take this person and this person who has the intention to. In 2017, Ero Madison Guion was on the ticket of the Congress of the Coalition for Democratic Change. Unfortunately, he did not make it. If he's coming back in a by-election, that was created as a result of Senator Penu winning elections, and that position was created. If he's coming back, why don't we give him the support? And we'll go out to scout for somebody else to come and join the party at that particular moment so that he can be on the party ticket. I mean, we are ruling party for heaven's sake.
Surely.
It shouldn't be like somebody who has the capability, the person that got the money to support himself, we can take the person so that the person can win, then we have somebody in the. No, that is not it. We should be able to also support our people who have been sacrificing along with us since 2004.
Yeah.
That is my ground. And I stand by that. I have no regret. I'm not party deviant. What I'm doing is something I can do that I will have authority in the county, and each time I want to speak for the party, that people will listen to me. And that's why you saw the example. Those who they were following, how many of them were present in the place? How many of them were able to mobilize even 3% to put them in the street? Okay? People respect me for decisions I take in the interest of the county. Up to this time, we were here once, Dr. Bolia and myself were in the studio, when everybody was condemning that training video and all those things, and you asked me more than 5 times, and I told you I was not prepared to condemn it. I wanted investigation into it. The video is saying people are training in Grand Guinea unknown to Grand Guineans themselves. It was a threat to the county. It is said Grand Guineans were training, a different thing. But different people training in our land, and we don't know anything about it. It requires investigation. That is the kind of martial tendency you're talking about. Okay. When it comes to, the country, I don't just sing praises just like that. Okay. Everything I'm saying here today about the president is true about him, and I must say it. The other man said the president went in the county on the tour. I was not there. Maybe he wasn't there. The president threw out all the delegations. We went there. We went to City Hall. In the City Hall, the president, when he talked about the renovation of the City Hall, when he told the people, even the mass choir, when he told them that what you want from me, get through Senator Penu, and then I will give it to him, and he will give it to you. He made that statement in the place. When I was seated, I was with him throughout in the place. So if somebody comes on and say he didn't even come with the president in the county, and I just met detractors. Somebody who just want to say something to please some slave master somewhere or something. Then we come to the road network. The superintendent of Nima County. Mm-hmm. Yes, we know it is our obligation to pay contractors so that they can continue to do the work. One thing we should know is that a larger part of this country is in the southeast, and southeast road connection. If it's not good if it's not good at all before campaign time or all like that, it's also not good for the president because he need to travel on that road to go there to get to the people. So it's a concern. The last time we met with him, he made that decision. Senator, I will make sure that most of these things are taken care of, before campaign start. Campaign is starting in August. So that payment he talked about for SICO, who got their machines parked on the road he's talking about, will be made. If that is the issue, then it will be made and they will continue the work. Another question is, somebody said Omobakai is surrendering to Kumix. Well, if you saw it on the social media, I didn't see it. I don't know about it. But who surrendered to who is not what I'm concerned about right now. What I'm talking about is we don't have an opposition. Kumix come as leader of the opposition party, and Omobakai will submit as vice running mate again. Fine, they can do that. But we don't even look at that, collaboration to be a threat to the ruling coalition for democratic change at all. So then I think that's about all. The rest of them were was commendation. So somebody, one of my citizens is saying one of our parties, I don't know parties or who, but the president nominated somebody. When the president nominated somebody, before we even go for the confirmation hearing today, the person's CV is with me. So when I see that CV and the person has some problem, I will tell them even before we go for that hearing. Okay. I alone can make the decision. If there's any problem, we start the negotiation before the time. So he shouldn't worry about that.
Okay.
Most of the nominations have been confirmed, so I mean, he shouldn't worry about
What is your parting comment?
My parting comment to thank you so much for inviting me here today. One of the things I thought we were going to be talking about too was this widespread allegation of state security wearing party regalias during our petitioning program, nomination program the other time, which has been widely condemned. But for me, I look at it on the other hand.
You support it?
If it were members of the Liberia National Police, yes. If it were members of the Liberia Immigration Service, yes. If it were members of because when you talk about state security, EPS are the president and the first family private security. We should know this. If he likes, he can take only his children, a family, people and put them inside there. People who he trusts with his body. I thought opposition would have been concerned about casual arms that we are arresting, where they're coming from, where souls they're coming from, how they coming into this country, for what intention, all those kind of things we'll be talking about. But somebody who is standing with the president, we're going in there and he say you're afraid of him. What is your intention? They are there to put down any potential action against the president and the first family or the VIPs at that particular program from any source. That's why they are there. So you even refer to them as state security. You refer to EPS as state security. You will be in the street, you sit into the pool running.
So they should wear party t-shirts? Is that what you're saying?
For me, it's trivial. It's not something that they should.
They should wear it, or
they should not even worry about whether they wear party t-shirt or they don't wear party. That EPS, okay? You wear the party t-shirt and put your jacket over here. And you go to the place. What did they distract any activity at the time? Well,
so you don't see it wrong at all.
For me, it's trivial. It's not something to even dwell on. Maybe they didn't even know what to talk about again. At this particular time, you should be talking about things that will draw the minds of the people. Because if you say security, you also acknowledge that they are securities, and they are security that take care of the president's body and his first family. Now he's dead. That's why they were.
So
dead.
they should wear what the president is wearing.
The president
is the president wearing party t-shirts that you wear it? Is that what you're saying?
When they wear party t-shirts, for me, I'd say it's not something that they should wear. I really wanted to say that. And you know, a lot of people have condemned this thing. So when I'm saying this thing, I'll be like a controversial person again. Yeah. But that's my view.
That's your view.
We shouldn't even worry.
You don't see anything wrong with that?
No, we shouldn't. It shouldn't be a problem that we should even dwell on so much. These are people that sleep with the president everywhere, the places they can go. No other security men can go there. They are a personal guards. So when he gets out that money, everybody is in a t-shirt, and people want to show that, president got people that can really.
But they pay from still resources.
Well, that is the president's immunity. That is what the Constitution decides. That his protection must be paid for by the state. And that's why it is like that.
So whether they wear party t-shirt or not?
Let me just say thank you.
Many thanks. I really appreciate your time this
so everybody
this
will call
morning.
Yes.
Okay.